I'm Dr. Lindsay Coble.
Dr. Noelle Crosby, and this is the Sound Sisters, the Hearing Diaries. And today we have our special guest, Dr. Elly Pourasef. She is an audiologist and private practice owner of Memorial Hearing in Houston, Texas. Elly has built a practice focused on patient-centered care, and some of you may recognize her from some of the unique things she did. She is recognized from her TikTok, where she does a lot of wax removal, and Married to Medicine Houston. So we're going to talk about all of those things today. But she brought a little audiology into the world of reality TV, which no one that I know has done before. So, Elly, we're so glad that you're here today. Welcome to the Sound Sisters.
For having me.
Let's just talk a little bit about your path into audiology. How did that happen?
I think a lot of people start with, oh, I want to do something in medicine. And for me, it was the same thing. Even in high school, I was like in HOSA, Health Occupational Students of America. Me and just one other kid, we'd go watch surgeries. And pretty quickly, I realized like, I don't do blood. And it's as simple as that. Like, I think as far as this workload or study load, I could have probably handled it. But I realized like I just react very poorly to it. I think I remember once we went to Baylor College of Medicine, there was a bunch of cadavers. I could smell the formaldehyde. I could see the cadavers, and he was like touching things. And I was just like, so I was like, okay, that's where we differ. So this is not for me. And I quickly figured that out. So I was just kind of like doing biology at University of Texas in Austin. And then I was like, okay, how about, kinesiology or, physical therapy. So I took a bunch of kinesiology classes. That turned into like, it was like as if I was training to be a coach. And I didn't like that.
Like more like sports medicine kind of stuff?
Yeah, I like the anatomy and physiology aspect of it, but other than that, I didn't. Then I was like, okay, what else? What else is not bloody too much? So I was like, optometry. So I started working for like 5 years. I worked in the optical field while I was in school. So I know a lot about like, that. But I didn't realize how much physics went into optometry. I had no idea. And at UT, the professors are like like genius level. The way they are very smart, and they're horrible. Some of them are just horrible professors. They're so smart they can't teach right. So they're just talking like an Einstein. Like one guy literally looked like Einstein. His hair was crazy. He would just talk in circles.
Kind of like what my husband looks like sometimes.
Like every day, what I look like in the mornings. But what I would try every day be like, okay, today I'm gonna like not lose track of what I'm learning. And I remember just being lost. And I did so well in high school physics. I guess I was just kind of like let down. So I was like, I have to get all A's if I want to go to like a good optometry school. And I just didn't see that happening for me. So I was like, what else? Like I kept trying to pivot.
Right.
Yeah, a while. So my friend Selena, Dr. Selena Oliveira, who is a private practice owner in Laredo, she was lost too. And I met her in chemistry class.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah, so we
I
met
love
great
it.
friends in chemistry. And then she was like, well, I'm gonna just take a intro to audiology class and a couple other type classes. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it with you, whatever that is. And so I copied her, and that was the first time that I wasn't bored. That was the first time that my attention span like didn't have the best of me. Like I was paying attention. I loved it. And I knew immediately I didn't want speech pathology, but I went with what I had to do at UT. But I loved it, and that was it. I like just knocked it out in 3 semesters because I waited so long to pick it that I was like going up towards my 4th year of college.
Right.
But I loved it, and that was it. I didn't look back after that.
Yeah, I love how you just like you kind of followed a different path and like let's do speech, and then we all changed our
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
But
To me,
even
speech
just
is too abstract. I need something
yeah.
concrete.
That's how I
And
felt
even
too.
just hearing like your story and our stories, I just wonder why they don't have more audiology in the first classes. Like it seems like it's so much more speech. And
Quite
then
a
we
bit of
all have to
audiology for
find,
us because Dr. Frederick Martin, who wrote
oh,
some of the
yeah,
books on audiology,
yeah.
look, I can literally have it right here. This was my professor.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, so that was my professor. He's the one that wrote my recommendation to get back into the doctorate program at UT Austin. Like I was able to go back to the same school, which was pretty cool. So we did have quite a bit of audiology, but I still feel like it was very much speech centered. The
Yeah.
labs were like more like money was spent more on speech regardless, and that was a little
Really,
disappointing.
really feel they're kind of very different fields. Like for them to be
Yeah,
lumped
they
together
are.
as speech and hearing, it is still odd that they're lumped like that in undergrad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
let's dive into something really fun, which is your reality TV stint.
Okay.
So tell us, you appeared on Married to Medicine, Houston. Tell us how that came about, how it went, your experience. Tell us all about
Yeah,
it.
it was definitely now looking back, it's an overall positive, but while I was in the thick of it, it was not so positive.
Oh, really?
So, but there was a casting call and like apparently hundreds of doctors applied, including my own gynecologist. Every year where I'm all, in my stirrups. And she's like, why do you think they didn't choose me? I'm like, because you're not flashy enough.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Okay. You have to throw F-bombs and you're just too nice.
Gotta be dramatic.
You
And
have to
so,
show your personality.
yeah, no, you have to be,
Mhm.
you can't
Yeah.
be 100% like,
Follow the rules? No, you gotta be a little
I
edgy.
mean, I'm still square when it comes to following rules, but I just throw a lot of F-bombs. I think that's what helped. But yeah, someone forwarded me the information. I emailed the casting director a bit about myself and my sister because the show is either you're married to medicine, meaning you're married to your job, you're a doctor, or
Oh,
you're married to a doctor. So I was
Okay.
married to my job. She was married to a doctor. So that
oh,
was it. Like I think the sister combo also helped. And the next thing you know, there are producers flying in from Los Angeles to meet us, and I'm hiring a reality TV attorney and filling out a 42-page NBC
That's
contract.
funny. And so,
oh,
like,
Yeah.
where were you in your career when you did that? Were you just out of school? Were you out for a while? Did you have your private practice already?
Oh, it had been a while.
Okay.
I'm old.
You
I'm
don't
old.
certainly don't look it.
I'm old.
I'm like,
I'm
if
almost
that was
only
10 years
47.
ago, you must have
I'll be
been just
47
out of
next
school.
week. No, it was
okay.
I was in my 30s. I was in my mid 30s. I had already had my practice for a while, but not what it is today. Um, but you know, it for me, the main reason I did it is because I wanted not only to like talk about audiology, because I know we're just kind of always, we don't
Mhm.
exist as much as some of the other health careers, but also like for myself, realistically speaking, I wanted to be more searchable as my name in my
Yeah.
name on
Well,
I
you
have a
certainly
Wikipedia
achieved
page.
that.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
Wikipedia page. I have an IMDb page. I am forever like stuck to NBC's website, to Bravo's website. So things like that, I think like give me a like it's like a very strong
Credibility.
backlink. I'm like as a
Yeah.
business owner, you know about backlinks, and you want some strong backlinks. That's it. Like my name pings back to NBC's website and Bravo's website, and things like that. So I thought I knew about things like that. So that was
10
part of the
years
reason
ago,
I
you knew
wanted
about
to do it.
things like that. That's great. That was like ahead of the curve, of
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
backlinks. You
Yeah.
said it was 10 years ago.
yeah.
What was
It was,
Yeah.
the time
yeah.
commitment like
Oh,
to
you have
be
to be
casted?
available like 7 days a week. They owned you basically. It was for like 3 months straight, but the whole thing took almost a year to film with all the back editing. But like it was 3 months of like almost every single day. You basically had to be ready for them because the way these reality TV shows work, you see people waking up in the morning. Oh, no, there's no waking. They have to like come in and redo the lights of your house and like the setup. I don't want to ruin it. You know what? Let's just keep the magic.
Oh, but I want to hear. I want to hear.
Let me just tell you, I can't watch reality TV show. I'm only watching the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, just because I think it's like pop culture, and
Right.
I want to be a part of pop culture. But I literally, that's it. That's the only one I'm watching. I can't watch anymore because my
Because,
Because
you
you know how
know,
staged it is. Because
yeah.
you know how staged it is.
okay, there's definitely realness to it because but it still comes off. It still stems from like things that like you normally wouldn't do or normally
Mhm.
wouldn't react with. So it's like staged. I wouldn't say 100%, but it's like it's not. It doesn't like I'm not gonna even sit here and deal with you on this, but I am because we're on TV, so we have
Mhm.
to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or like I said something to one of the producers, and then he'll plant the seed. So I was always fighting with the producers. I
Mhm.
had more fights with the producers than drama with my castmates. It was like behind the scenes drama was so bad.
Yeah.
Uh,
Was it?
and I wasn't playing along. And now I'm like, okay, if I were to do it again, okay, I get it. I'll play along. But I would be so mad. They'd like have us show up to something at 7 in the morning. They'd purposefully not feed you. They'd purposefully have alcohol there. And you're hungry. And I'm like, I'm not drinking this alcohol. I know what you're trying to do, and so Yeah, and then by like 1 o'clock we're filming. I'm psycho hangry. I'm pissed off. I'm yelling at everybody. And it's kind of like
Oh,
what they
that
want.
is, I have to go back and watch that because you
I
just seem
know.
like such a
Yeah, there's
calm,
one episode
logical
called
person.
Raging Dr. Elly. Instead of paging Dr. Elly,
Yeah.
Raging Dr. Elly. And I was hangry.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That's funny though that they like
And
utilize not feeding you to fuel
yeah.
that. I feel like
And
Oh yeah, and
interesting.
I don't even think it's a secret anymore. I think it's come out. I don't know if
I
like they've
think
had
people
lawsuits
kind of
about it.
know. Yeah.
But
Interesting.
yeah.
Now, I want to get more like behind the scenes part of it. Like, so did you actually do a lot of audiology and have
Yeah,
like patients involved
I
too?
saw a patient with a cross and he was crying on TV. The producers were crying in the background. Like it was really cool. Like, and after that, I got so many patients wanting cross because they didn't know that they could do something for single-sided deafness.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he was a young guy. I had actually a lot of young patients film, which was really also cool because maybe he was like in his 20s, which like also opened like, okay, this is not just like for somebody who needs
Yeah.
Cool
when they're
people.
a certain age. So that was really cool. I had a kid film, I had him film, I had a lady just like a normal age getting a hearing aid film. Back then we were not into like the tinnitus like we are now as far as tinnitus clinic. So unfortunately there was none of that. And
Hmm.
Yeah.
we didn't do the irrigation or anything cool like that. And since then I have been bombarded with like different production companies over the years since we've gone viral on TikTok, which we'll talk about later,
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to recreate like a Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh
But
yeah.
Yeah.
I personally just don't see how that can hold a show. So every time I get approached to do a reality TV show, I always try to say like, okay, I have a friend who's an ENT. I want her involved. I have another friend who's an ER doctor. I want her involved. Like this needs to be a
Yeah.
multi-faceted thing. I cannot hold a show on my own. And
Not just
that's
wax
Maximum.
removal.
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
Yeah.
and it's like sometimes like they should know that, and I think they do, but it's like they're not worried about that right now. We're just gonna do this right now. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Just
But yeah,
find
I mean,
some.
the experience was like nothing I've ever done before. It was exhilarating to film in public. I like attention, so I love filming in public, but I actually hated to film at home when it was just like me and my sister or whatever. It was so awkward.